would even be needing to testify. Like, what? But I'm about to get ready to go and see. Give me a second. Let me, Hey. Look, get my attention, please, in the chat. Thank you very much. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. We here. Calm down. Let me get it. We are here live on YouTube on this lovely, where is my goodness. Ma'am, please. We are live on YouTube. Hello. Mateo, Mary, Leslie, happy Friday. I'm trying to figure out what happened with Les Wexner. I'm nosy. Sure is. Cuff Boys, you're up. Yeah, what happened?
Who's training the new guy? No-show? What do you mean he didn't show up?
Managing with Connecting would be a whole lot easier.
I can handle this. Do we found the replacement yet?
With Connecting, you'll build schedules and
I was conned by the world Olympic all-time con artist.
Around $20 million of stock in cash.
Hold on. Okay.
Contributed by two of your charitable foundations to one of Epstein's charities. Do you have any knowledge or awareness of that?
Effing shocked. I'm appalled. I never heard that.
You claim that you cut ties with Epstein in 07, right?
All right, I'm watching the full deposition of Les Wexner, so you don't have to. I'll edit it so it's the best part.
Deposition? When did this happen? Somebody please. That wasn't me. What happened? When did this happen? Is that supposed to be him over there in the cut? Okay. Because I was in the way. Go ahead.
I mean, just take a look at this old fart. It's going to be...
I'm trying to figure out who this is and then who that is. But, okay. Ears. Yep. For sure. He always got a smug, y'all. He always smugging. Let me see.
He gave hundreds of millions of dollars to Epstein, or Epstein allegedly stole some of it. Who knows? Here we go. Hit subscribe.
This is a deposition of Mr. Leslie H. Wexner conducted by the House Committee on Oversight.
Look how he looking like, what is going on? Who dragged me out the house today?
I wonder what's so funny, old fart.
Can the witness please state his name and spell his last name for the record?
Leslie, L-E-S-L-I-E-H-W-E-X-N-E-R. Wexner.
Will counsel please identify themselves for the record?
Michael Levy of Ellerman and Zena Levy on behalf of Mr. Wexner.
So bro got 3 lawyers there.
I was raised in a very poor family, and we
We're
had...
talking about let me know when not to say nothing. Let me know when not to answer. Please let me know. Don't don't answer that one. All 3.
And I had she loaned me her life savings, which was $5,000. And I could borrow money from a bank, and I opened a store in 1963. And so by 1969, I had 6 stores. Took that company public, not to raise money because it was remarkably successful. Opened more stores and more stores, and figured out at one point that there was a limit how many limited stores I could open.
Oh.
So I invented a second business called Express, and opened up more and more stores. What the business then turned into was the largest multi-division fashion specialty business in the world. And in hindsight, I kind of invented multi-store national and international store retailing.
Pop your shit.
So I look back, I don't know how I did it, but probably in my lifetime I opened 10,000 stores around the world.
When did you first meet?
Pop your shit then. What you mean? What you mean?
Jeffrey Epstein.
35 years ago, 40 years ago, I don't remember exactly.
And you gotta understand, this is some pretty impressive memory going on here for Mr. Wexner. That memory is doing what that memory's supposed to do.
And met him through friends.
Approximately what year would you have met him?
Probably between 80 and 85. I don't remember.
How did you first come to meet Mr. Epstein?
It was really by accident. I was friends with a couple, Bob and Wendy Meister, and I was in Florida, and I'd never been to Florida. They were driving me around showing me what South Florida looked like. Asked, they showed me the Breakers Hotel, and they were just driving around the driveway. Car, he said, "There's somebody you should meet." A really smart, savvy guy named Jeffrey Epstein. And so they stopped the car. I was sitting in the back seat. They introduced me to Jeffrey, and we drove off. That was about it.
Did you understand Mr. Epstein to already be wealthy when you met him?
No.
So you previously testified that Mr. Macer introduced you to Epstein, is that right?
Meister. Bob and Wendy introduced me to Jeffrey Epstein.
And at that time, what was your relationship with Bob and Wendy Meister?
Well, I met Bob.
Lawyers.
He was a international insurance broker. And
Where your lawyers at? What's the relevance?
they had our business insurance business, and Bob wanted me to meet his wife, and Bob and Wendy became friends. Well, I trusted him with insurance advice because that's what he did. He was the vice chairman of an international insurance company.
Meister says he used the occasion to once again tell Wexner how untrustworthy Epstein was. My wife and I told him and Abigail hundreds of times to stay away from Epstein. Mr. Wexner, do you recall this occurring?
Objection. Double hearsay.
I didn't understand this. I never had a birthday party for myself. In fact, I never had birthday parties. Meister was there.
Let me ask you a different
So he never said this. He wasn't there, and he never said this.
Let me ask you a different question, Mr. Wexner. Do you recall Mr. Meister and his wife repeatedly warning you to stay away from Epstein?
Never.
That's weird. So someone's lying here. A couple
Who
days.
lying? We told him plenty of times to stay away from that Jeffrey. Do you remember that? No. Who lying? Them or him?
Jeffrey, at a certain point, warned him.
For the record, it reads, soon after introducing Wexner and Epstein, Meister started hearing disturbing stories about Epstein's sexual proclivities. Think of whatever the worst thing anyone could do is, and Epstein did them all, Meister said. Did Meister ever express concerns related to Mr. Epstein's sexual proclivities?
Never. Objection. Double hearsay. Answer.
Never.
The very next sentence continued.
Wait for your lawyer. But he did answer. Never. But he was blinking though. He was blinking.
Epstein showed up unannounced at Meister's Park Avenue apartment with 5 models for Meister's sexual entertainment. Epstein thought he was bringing me a gift, according to Mr. Meister. Were you aware of this occurring?
Objection. Double hearsay.
Did Mr. Epstein ever present you with women for your sexual entertainment?
Absolutely not.
Mr. Wexner, at any time, did Jeffrey Epstein ever inform or represent to you that he was a part of any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States?
Absolutely not.
Did you?
Something you can't live without. What is something I cannot live? I don't know. I was going to say pizza, but probably should be a little bit more practical, huh? Something I can't live without. Maybe some Deer Park.
Learn that he was involved with any intelligence service.
Do not take another meeting until you've tried this. Pocket is the world's first AI thought companion built to make meetings effortless and ideas crystal clear. It has real-time transcriptions, automatic mind maps, and instant action items.
Never.
Some people say there's evidence of him, being a spy or agent or whatever. I honestly haven't gone down that rabbit hole, but it would not surprise me, and it makes sense.
And do you recall how you met Ms. Maxwell?
Well, Jeffrey wanted me to meet the person he was going to marry, and I was engaged to Abigail. And period.
Do you have any recollection of where you met Ms. Maxwell?
No.
And based on your testimony, is it fair to say that Mr. Epstein introduced you to Maxwell?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
And you mentioned it previously, but what was your understanding of Ms. Maxwell's relationship to Mr. Epstein?
They dated, they were in love, they were going to get married.
Would you characterize it as a monogamous relationship?
I thought so.
So during this period, you had no knowledge of Mr. Epstein ever having any relationship with any man or woman besides Ms. Maxwell?
No.
I find that
He wasn't too definitive with that one. John, did you see how he slid that man or woman in there?
hard to believe no one told him ever, yo, Epstein is out here with multiple models and women. I call bullshit on that.
How would you characterize your relationship with Ms. Maxwell?
Wendy Meister was Bob's wife, and we were friendly and friends. I met Glenn Maxwell because she was Jeffrey's girlfriend, fiance, It never went beyond that. His spoke with English accents. I thought he was really lucky because he finally met somebody who was really smart and nice.
And you said that
Yeah, really smart and nice. Sure was a good one, right?
I was engaged and they talked about they were going to get married. So I don't know if it was engagement or just.
So he's admitting that he remembers them talking about getting married. He remembers that conversation. You just admitted that.
Miss Maxwell ever introduced you to any young woman or girl?
No, I don't think she ever introduced me to any female or man.
Pretty much saying that him and Ghislaine's relationship was like only because of Epstein, and she never introduced him to anyone.
Did Miss Maxwell ever ask you to introduce a young woman or girl to your friends or associates?
No.
Did you ever introduce any young woman or girl that you met through Miss Maxwell to any of your friends or associates?
Objection. This is in fact not in evidence. That's fine.
I think the answer's no, but
Did you ever introduce any woman or girl that you met through Miss Maxwell to any of your friends or associates?
no, never.
Did Miss Maxwell ever visit your home in New Albany, Ohio?
I don't recall.
Doesn't recall suddenly if someone visited your home. All right.
During your relationship with Miss Maxwell, did she ever represent or inform you that she was a part of any intelligence service of any nation, including the United States?
No.
When did you hire Mr. Epstein to officially work for you?
I think it was up in the 80s.
Do you have any recollection of how long you knew Mr. Epstein prior to you hiring him?
Not specifically.
Would you characterize your relationship with Mr. Epstein, at least initially, to be solely business related?
Yes.
Did you at any time ever consider him to be a close friend?
No.
Not a close friend, but you gave him your power of attorney, gave him access to your family's money. Like, he apparently let his children use Epstein as, like, financial advice and shit. Like, come on, bro. That's horse shit.
How often did you interact with Mr. Epstein throughout your relationship?
A lot of phone conversations, but meetings, didn't see him much. You know, most of the stuff, I was traveling a lot because of business. So, and it was erratic. I mean, he might call 3 times in an hour and I talked to him for 3 months. That's how I remember it.
When you were interacting
Okay. If you say so, Mr. Lex.
with Mr. Epstein, did you enjoy spending time with him?
Enjoyment, I know his work.
Yeah, okay. Does this picture down below look like work? I think I remember someone figuring out where the picture is down in the corner, and it's like someone's house, casual event. I don't think it was a business event.
That your conversations with Mr. Epstein were predominantly focused on your business relationship with him?
That'd be very accurate. That would be very accurate.
What common interests did you share with Mr. Epstein outside of work?
None.
No interest outside of work, huh?
So you didn't have any personal relationship with Mr. Epstein whatsoever?
I don't think I ever went to lunch or dinner or a movie or had a cup of coffee with Jeffrey. And I thought about that recently. And I say the same thing about my attorney. I never been to his office. My current attorney, who's been our family attorney for 30 years. How could you, I can't explain to myself how I could have an attorney who lives in Columbus, who's my personal attorney, and I'm friendly with, and never visit his office.
You're a billionaire. You don't be going nowhere. You probably have him come to you. That's what happens in that situation.
You at no point ever considered him to be a friend?
You know, I didn't see Jeffrey as a friend. I saw Jeffrey, as I seen Matt, my attorney, as friend. We're friendly, but we're not friends.
Jesus. The attorney's like, damn, all right.
I mean, obviously, someone that works for you in a trust position, you're friendly with. You're not in a hostile adversarial argumentative position with the people that are advising you.
Been reported repeatedly that you were close friends with Mr. Epstein. Why do you think people would come to that conclusion?
Objection, hearsay.
Speculation, because he would tell him that. If he told me he was friends, if you told me that you were friends with Bill Clinton, I would believe it. Or if anybody told me somebody was a friend, I would believe it. So I think the perspective that I have now, and I think it's really important for this group to understand, is that as I look back at it, I was conned by the world Olympic all-time con artist. And you look at, I read in the news all the people
Shaw, did
who
he just say
royalty
world
kings.
Olympic con artist? It's top tier, next level. World Olympic. I didn't know where he was going with that World Olympic. But when he slid that con artist in there, ooh, didn't it just hit you a little different? Child, raise your hand if you've ever had the pleasure of coming in contact with the World Olympic. I'm talking about World. Not U.S., not Australia, Africa. No, we said the World Olympic. Damn. Ooh.
And all that. An incredible con artist.
When did you
Look, incredible. I feel like that was a great opportunity to be like, or to ask. He gave you a real good alley-oop. Stay right there. And let's figure out what happened with the con. Why would you say, what? Wait a minute. Why are we calling him a con artist? How did you come to that conclusion, that realization? Please, elaborate.
that the Palm Beach Police Department was investigating Mr. Epstein?
I don't recall.
Oh, don't recall that though.
Did you maintain any contact with Mr. Epstein after his plea deal?
As I recall, concomitantly with Abigail taking over the finances, my wife,
The fuck is concomitantly?
M&A lawyer, she worked for Davis Holt. She's really smart, and she took over the finances. And kind of concomitantly, she was discovering that he stole money from us, and concomitantly finding out
I
about
keep saying that word.
these accusations and the criminal activity that he pursued. And when we found out about it, we severed relationships with him immediately.
Mr. Wexner, I appreciate the context, but when was the last time you were in contact with Mr. Epstein?
I have no recall.
Did you have any contact with Mr. Epstein after 2008?
What happened in 2008 again?
Mr. Epstein entered a plea deal related to the solicitation of minors.
Oh, okay. Never talked to him, never saw him. And as far as I was concerned, once we knew how bad he was dead.
Did Mr. Epstein ever ask you for personal favors?
Whoa. What's that? I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
Of any kind?
And if I recall.
This was a draft in his email of a letter to Les. I've never not once done anything but protect your interests. I owe a great debt to you, as frankly you owe to me. You and I had gang stuff for over 15 years. Les Wexner was always #1 speed dial on all of Epstein's phones. Just letting y'all know what we're dealing with.
Cynthia, I thought you was being funny because I was like, how? Where? Look, I'm like, how? Where? Look, to the candy shop? Because we ain't made it that far yet in the YouTube, what is it called? I'm like, we haven't made it that far yet, honey. I couldn't tell you what, but
Ask Mr. Epstein for personal favors of any kind.
No.
How involved was Mr. Epstein in your personal life?
Not at all, really. I think he met Abigail after we were engaged, and he didn't know we were going to be engaged, so I didn't discuss my personal life with him. He was kind of the business manager of my personal affairs. I had 20 CEOs reporting to me, and so I had I was used to having business relationships with people, whether it's attorneys, accountants, investment banks that we were doing business with, commercial banks, but I never had personal relationships with people that I worked with. I was pretty much a loner.
Is it true that Mr. Epstein oversaw your prenuptial agreement?
I don't recall that I had one.
Hold on, what? Is there evidence that Epstein looked at his prenup and, like, changed it in it?
Consider that to be a business transaction between you and Mr. Epstein?
If I had one, I would have talked to my attorney.
Was Mr. Epstein involved in hiring personal staff?
I think he did none. I can't remember anybody that that I hired personally.
Did Mr. Epstein play any role in the acquisition of the property?
No.
Did he play any role in the development of New Albany?
Oh, no. Sitting in.
Did you ever meet with, socialize with, or otherwise engage with Jeffrey Epstein at your New Albany home?
I'm sure he was in the house, but I can't remember a specific time. I don't remember sitting meetings with Jeffrey. Most of the business I had with him was over the phone.
Isn't that convenient?
Were you aware that Mr. Epstein stayed at one of your guest houses on the property?
No. The house he stayed at was Jack Tussler's house, which is an adjacent property. It's about a half a mile away.
Mr. Wexner, Epstein's survivor Maria Farmer was reportedly brought to the guest house located on your property in 1996.
Objection, he's already told you it wasn't on his property.
I'm bringing up the recollection of an Epstein survivor for the record. Your client is welcome to provide a statement. So again, Maria Farmer was reportedly brought to the guest house in 1996. She stayed there for a summer and claimed she was assaulted there by Mr. Epstein and Ms. Maxwell. Mr. Wexner, do you recall who Maria Farmer is?
I know her name from the press.
Did you ever meet Maria Farmer?
Never.
Do we believe that? This victim is saying it was his guest house. He's saying, nope, it was our neighbor.
Is it your testimony today that you do not know whether Maria Farmer ever stayed on your property?
That would be correct. I never met her. Didn't know she was here. Didn't know she was abused.
You have a large staff that works on your property in New Albany?
The reason I'm laughing, I don't know. There's a lot of people around, but I don't know how many.
Can you estimate how many people are working on the property at any given time?
20.
Do you have private security on the property?
I've had private security since 1975.
Shit. Ooh, that money hit different, don't it? Ooh. Ooh, that money hit different.
See, these wealthy people are just nothing like you and me.
It hit different.
Guy has had security with him for 50 fucking years.
Private, bitch. I'm talking about, excuse me. Don't come over here with all that.
20 people on his property. No wonder all these dudes are fucking so disconnected.
Security staff on the property saved Maria Farmer until her family was able to pick her up.
What?
I didn't know she was here, so I didn't know her. I didn't know she was here, so I didn't know shit about her. Pardon me.
You say shit? I didn't know shit about her? I didn't expect that.
When he did fly on her plane, did you charge him for using it?
I don't think so.
Do you have any recollection of when you first would have started providing flights to Mr. Epstein?
I think that's kind of a trick question. I don't think I ever provided flights for Mr. Epstein.
You just said he was on your plane and you never charged him.
Testified that he very rarely flew on your airplane. Can you elaborate on that?
The only time I really remember, I mentioned earlier, my wife would have surprise parties, and so I'd get on the airplane, and there'd be acquaintances, friends, and I was always shocked who was there. Or some people might fly to wherever the party was, which was always a surprise to me, and then some guest friends would be at the party when I got there, and that was another surprise.
People you don't consider to be friends to surprise parties?
Objection assumes that he invited them.
Can you answer that again?
Why would Mr. Epstein have been invited to these surprise parties?
My wife would have invited him.
Why do you think your wife would have invited him?
Because he's our financial advisor.
Did your wife consider him a friend?
No,
This is a lie. Like, you're inviting people to parties because you're friends with them. I don't know why he's really evading them having any type of personal friendship. Well, I know why, but...
Would Mr. Epstein ever use your plane while you were not present?
never.
Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein have sexual contact of any kind with young women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein sexually abuse young women?
If you want to have a job in the next 5 years, these are the AI rules you need to know.
This class isn't about writing prompts.
You know your job better.
Women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Did you ever witness Mr. Epstein receive massages from young women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Did Mr. Epstein ever discuss sexual acts of any kind with you?
No.
Did he ever discuss receiving massages?
Yes.
What were the nature of those conversations?
He told me massage therapy was great and I should get massages.
Did he ever discuss who he was receiving massages from?
No.
So it is your testimony today that you don't recall him ever saying anything about receiving massages from young women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Do we believe that? Knowing how much...
I mean... The shit show continues. Why y'all drag him down here? To do some type of deposition? Oh, I can't believe I only got one bottle of water now. What is the point of this deposition? That's all I want to know. What is the point of this deposition? Please. Please. Tell me. I would love to know. Because at this point, this is another distraction.
Goddamn freak Epstein was. Talking about getting the right massage and being creepy with people about massages that he never mentioned to his billionaire friend. You should get a massage with one of these girls over here, one of these young little girls over here.
Absolutely, I'm agreeing with you. Didn't do that.
Was it common for Epstein to bring young women or girls to any other place where the two of you would meet?
Never.
Did Mr. Epstein ever request that you bring Victoria's Secret models to events at your home?
No, and no Victoria's Secret models ever came to my home, even for business purpose. One exception. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's one exception. My wife had for about 20 years, a horse show here for charity, and one of the models' husband was a polo player, and I don't know how they showed up as a couple, and he gave either me or my wife a polo horse, which was, I don't ride, and Abigail wasn't interested in a polo horse, so that would be the only exception.
That was so weird. His lawyer was like, wait, hold on, there's one exception.
Did Mr. Epstein ever request that you introduce him to Victoria's Secret models?
Never.
And I just want to clarify your testimony earlier, but did you ever receive any massages from any young woman or girl brought to you or by or introduced to you by Mr. Epstein?
Never.
Were you aware of any investigation into Mr. Epstein?
Not that I recall.
When did you become aware of an investigation into Mr. Epstein?
Probably whenever it was in the press. I don't know when that was.
And you mentioned the press. Was there anyone that was a part of your business that may have alerted you to his arrest?
Could have been.
And for the record, did you have any knowledge of illegal activity by Mr. Epstein prior to his arrest in 2006?
The only I recall is my chief of staff told me, and I know he knew press, whether it was in newspapers or radio or TV, that Jeffrey had been accused, or a woman was suing him for being aggressive. And I remember calling him and saying, "What the hell is this?" And he said, "I was being shaken down by a hooker." And I believed him. And I think the follow-up to that conversation was, I hope, you're not bullshitting me. Because if it is, the party's over. He said, "Absolutely not. Do you think I'm stupid?"
Were you suspicious of any others around Mr. Epstein that they may have aided in the solicitation of minors for prostitution when you learned of his arrest?
Can you repeat the question?
Let me clarify. Mr. Epstein had individuals such as Maxwell, Sarah Kellen, among others, who have been identified as potential co-conspirators. Were there any individuals that you understood to be affiliated with Mr. Epstein that you may have suspected to have aided in his crimes?
No, because I don't recall any people around him and his business. My business was with him. I don't know my attorney's admin or who his associates are.
Were there any things you witnessed or observed about Mr. Epstein that could have suggested he was trafficking and sexually abusing women?
Absolutely not. I've asked myself that question over and over, why I didn't see it. There should have been a clue or something that I should have picked up on. There's nothing I can recall. Nothing, not even a clue of a clue. And I think the reason, in hindsight, and I think for the understanding to get to the bottom of what Jeffrey did, is to understand how great a con he was. Because that's the explanation I have to myself. How could I have never thought he was a thief? How could I never thought he was a pervert? All the terrible things.
You think you're fine after a car accident until this happens. Most people don't realize that even accidents that seem minor can financially destroy you when the real costs hit weeks later. If you've been in a car accident recently, even one that seemed minor or where you were just a passenger, you need to hear this before it's too late. Here's what happens to most people. They walk away from what seems like a minor accident thinking everything is okay. Maybe a little soreness, maybe some minor damage to their car, but nothing serious. Then reality hits. The medical bills start rolling in. Your car needs more repairs than you thought. You're missing work because of lingering pain or appointments. Suddenly, what seemed like a small bump in the road becomes a financial nightmare. But here's what nobody tells you in those first few days after an accident. You're actually owed a huge check even if the accident seemed minor, or you were just a passenger and all you have to do is claim it. Most people never realize this because they're focused on just getting back to normal. They don't understand that even seemingly minor accidents can entitle you to significant compensation, not just for obvious damages, but for things you might not even think about. But there is a catch. Your accident had to have happened in the past year to qualify for our program. If that's you, you're owed big. This program is designed to help accident victims claim major payouts without the hassle of dealing with insurance, going to court, or paying expensive upfront legal fees. We are looking for 10 more car accident victims who want to try the program for free and get paid maximum compensation in as fast as 30 days. Let me tell you about Jessica. Her accident seemed minor, so she almost didn't even report it. Just a small rear-end collision, a little neck stiffness, no big deal. 3 weeks later, she was dealing with ongoing pain, multiple doctor visits, and car problems she hadn't noticed initially. When Jessica discovered...
All right, that was a big answer. 0 red flags, according to this old fart. But to other people, remember there was talk around New York for years, apparently, that he was a creep. Like, I find it hard to believe he had no red flags. That couple that introduced him said there were red flags and something was going on.
We've seen some reports that he would present himself as a bounty hunter, that he would find people's missing money. Do you recall him saying anything like that?
No.
A bounty hunter finding missing money. This is so sketchy. Like, it has con man written all over it from a mile away. I don't know how these people got tricked by this guy for so many years.
During a conversation, Jeffrey Epstein asked Mr. Meister to introduce Epstein to you, Mr. Wexner. And Epstein told Meister that Epstein had learned that Wexner's current money manager was stealing from him. And the article identifies Harold Levin, I think, as your previous financial advisor. Do you have any recollection of whether Mr. Epstein ever claimed that Mr. Levin was stealing from you?
Objection to the article on hearsay grounds, if you answer.
As I recall, Jeffrey never thought Harold was stealing, and I didn't think Harold was stealing.
Okay. Did anybody ever say that Harold was stealing?
No.
Okay. Do you recall anybody warning you not to get involved with Jeffrey Epstein when you first hired him?
No. But he was kind of like the family office manager, so he oversaw investment, oversaw people getting paid, made sure taxes were done, and talked to accountants, just the...
Fucking all over the place. That alone is a red flag to me. What are we doing?
Would he be making investments on your behalf the way a traditional investment advisor would?
I must have known at the time. I don't recall specifically asking him about investment.
You know that's a fucking lie based on everything he just said that he did, bro.
Mr. Epstein was a trustee for various trusts and charities of yours. I'd like to touch on both of those roles, starting with trusts. And so I will introduce Minority Exhibit B, and it tells us that they found nearly a dozen trusts with names like health and science interests, arts interests, and community interests connected to Wexner that listed Epstein as trustee and received large gifts of stock in Wexner's company. So I'll stop there. Do you have a recollection of the trusts that are described here?
None.
None. And so do you have any recollection of Mr. Epstein's role with those trusts?
None.
Okay. It's an email chain from 2006 between, starting with Peg Ugland, who we understand was the financial controller for your family office, a person named Darren, who we understand to be Mr. Epstein's lawyer, Darren Indyke, and Jeffrey Epstein. And the chain appears to relate to a foundation grant, and the question is whether the funds should come from the Wexner Foundation or some other related entity. Epstein appears to make the decision that if the recipient is a U.S. charity, then the funds should come from the Wexner Foundation. I'll just represent to you, there are other emails with similar themes. This email chain seems to clearly show Mr. Epstein acting as a final decision maker with respect to the disbursement of Wexner Foundation funds. And that obviously does not square with findings in the independent report. So, having been interviewed for the report, my question is whether you had any understanding of Mr. Epstein playing this kind of role for the foundation.
Or from someplace else, not whether the donation should be made itself. Yeah. I think that's the distinction he's trying to draw.
I had no recollection of where it came from.
Did you have any knowledge that Mr. Epstein was acting as a final decision maker for whether or not to spend foundation funds?
Not at all. He would never have done that.
He does appear to have done it here.
As a decision maker, no, absolutely not.
Okay, so his testimony is literally defying emails in front of them. Basically being the man in charge with donations and shit to foundations or whatever.
I wouldn't have thought didn't know it, wouldn't have thought it.
So this role would have, him playing this role would have occurred without your knowledge.
Objection, seems like that's not evidence.
It happened without my knowledge, but I did give money to my friend Abba Eben and his wife Susie.
Okay. And I should be more clear. Was he compensated with salary, or would it have been investment-based, or securities, or fee-based? Do you recall? What was the way in which you would compensate him?
I don't recall.
You don't know if you were giving him a salary or what? That's honestly not surprising for some billionaires to be that disconnected from their businesses when they have so many moving parts and everything going on. But like, sounds like the guy was very involved and you don't remember?
Your attorneys, quote, explained that over his years handling Wexner's finances, Epstein stole or otherwise misappropriated several $100 million from Wexner. That misconduct, together with the fees that Epstein paid himself for his services to Wexner, appear to account for virtually all of Epstein's wealth. So several $100 million is a large but not precise figure. To the best of your knowledge, how much exactly did Epstein steal?
I don't know. I don't think I'll ever know.
How is that possible?
The instant fix for snorers without touching their nose.
Most people waste money on fixes and still end up sleeping.
What the That is so mind-blowing. That is so mind-blowing. So now you got that much money missing and you ain't even know? Damn! Shit, crazy.
I mean, he definitely has accountants, obviously. He's talked about it already, but
right.
They didn't already tell him?
The trusts that we described earlier, which I know you said you have no recollection of, I just want to be thorough. The trusts that he was trustee of would receive gifts of limited stock, and he would then sell that stock on the New York Stock Exchange and then use a portion of those proceeds for his own personal purposes. Do you have any knowledge or recollection of what I just described?
I'm effing surprised. I'm shocked. I didn't know this.
Is it that you have not previously heard what I just described?
I've never heard of it, never saw this document.
And it was publicly reported, I think, by ABC several years ago, but not ever on your radar.
Never.
The report indicates that it was more than or around $1.3 billion of stock that Epstein moved around that way. Not that he kept all of that money for himself, but the total amount of stock sales was over $1 billion. You have no knowledge or awareness of that.
I don't know the amounts. The only trust that I'm aware of is my wife set up trusts for our kids, So however she set them up in the amounts, I have no idea what's in them then or now.
And then separately, it's been reported that around $20 million of stock and cash were contributed by two of your charitable foundations to one of Epstein's charities. Do you have any knowledge or awareness of that?
Effing shocked. I'm appalled. I never heard that.
Effing shocked. Doesn't know about $20 million being donated to Epstein charities, all right?
Look.
Look. I know Jeffrey was accused by an adult woman of abusing her, and that's the only thing that I knew until the shit hit the fan.
So prior to becoming public knowledge,
Bro, this guy's like, I did not expect him to be cussing and shit.
were you ever aware of Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell sexually abusing men or boys?
No.
How about trafficking men or boys?
No.
Prior to it becoming public knowledge, were you ever aware of Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell arranging for a prominent person to have sex with another person?
Never.
Okay. Can I ask you, Mr. Wexner, were you ever with Jeffrey Epstein in the presence of women or men in bathing suits or underwear?
No.
Never in the presence of women or men in bathing suits or underwear with Mr. Epstein?
No. And if he was at the fashion show, he'd see women in underwear. But
So you're saying that if he was at a fashion show with you through the fashion business, it may have been the case. But could it have been the case that you were with Mr. Epstein maybe prior to the fashion show or in another space?
No.
Just a direct question for you, sir. Also, did you yourself ever have a sexual encounter with any individual that was introduced to you by Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell?
No.
Are you aware that others have claimed that you had a sexual relationship with Jeffrey Epstein?
No.
Did you ever suspect, sir, if Jeffrey Epstein ever had any sexual relationships with other men?
No.
But since it being public knowledge, you are now aware that Jeffrey Epstein had inappropriate sexual relationships with other women. Is that correct?
Yes, what I know from the press, the stories, yes.
Okay, thank you.
He bought a house in Palm Beach, and he wanted me to see it. I think he wanted me and Abigail to see it. And we flew down on like a Sunday morning with friends of ours from Columbus, looked at the house, congratulations, got back on the plane and came home. Yes, Jeffrey invited us to see it, and we were on a boat, and we went to the island with our kids. So Abigail, myself, I can't remember how many kids we had, 2, 3, or 4, but at least 2, walked around for a while and left. Probably an hour visit.
Okay, an hour. So on that trip, do you recall seeing any prominent figures on the island?
No, it was a pretty crummy island.
Okay. Did you ever visit his ranch in New Mexico or his house in Paris?
Just gonna break those up for clarity.
Did you ever visit his ranch in New Mexico?
It was the same kind of thing. He wanted Abigail and I to see his ranch. We flew down there and drove around for an hour.
Okay, well then you need to stop saying that you don't know him, you ain't friends with him, y'all ain't cool, y'all ain't buddies, pals. You need to let that go. All this flying to his house over here in Palm Beach in Mexico. No. Please, sir, please. Now, your shit didn't hit the fan. Because you full of shit at this point, Lex.
He went to the Palm Beach house and the ranch, but they weren't friends.
Am I tripping or what?
Seeing how fucking stupid that is?
Am I tripping or what? No, I'm not. Sir, don't do that. Don't do that.
So my relationship with him is my wife's doctor.
Did you ever introduce him to Jeffrey Epstein? All right. Did you ever spend time with Epstein and Donald Trump?
Look at that L. Child, that's how you know it gets serious, honey, when you gotta you put the finger.
You got it?
Yes.
I want to answer this question accurately.
You already did. That's a yes, brother.
I would go to some of the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Hold on.
Already did. That's a yes, brother.
Hold on. Go back.
Yes.
So my relationship with him is my wife's doctor.
Did you ever introduce him to Jeffrey Epstein? All right. Did you ever spend time with Epstein and Donald Trump?
Oh, how did I miss that? I was talking too much. Oh, Donald, you're up.
Together?
Yes.
Say it again for the
So my relationship with him is my wife's doctor.
Did you ever introduce him to Jeffrey Epstein? All right. Did you ever spend time with Epstein and Donald Trump?
Together?
Yes.
Breathe.
I want to answer this question accurately.
You already did. That's a yes, brother.
I would go to some of the Victoria's Secret fashion shows. It was very important to the brand. At some of the fashion shows, Jeffrey was there, and some Trump was there. And I remember, because Trump would always introduce himself to me, and I always thought it was kind of odd that he was at the fashion show because he had nothing to do with fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So the coincidence of them being together at an event, it could have been that, but I have no specific recollection. I never had a social or like a drink or a cup of coffee, something.
Sure.
I see no evil, hear no evil.
I would describe it, he would name drop it. So he would say things like, I know President Clinton, or I know the Pope, or I know God, or I know you. It was that kind of name dropping, but never.
Jeffrey sounds like a clout chasing cop.
Don't he? He just love that little clout. He just can't help it. Child, you give him a little, you sprinkle him with a little clout, child, and he over here stealing, cause you know that's his specialty, honey, stealing money. Then you add a little dash of clout to it. Oh my goodness, he just couldn't help himself. couldn't, and then he was sitting up in that jail cell like, these motherfuckers think I'm finna get ready to spend the rest of my life up in this. Jeffrey say, no way, Jose. He said, not gonna happen, not gonna happen. And see, when you love it so much, then you have to find a way to escape it. Because then look, you done tarnished your name, you done tarnished your brand, whatever that brand was. You know, you done tarnished your legacy and stuff like that. People can't even write an article about you without putting, what they be saying? Disgust. They put some foul adjective before his name every time you try to read about him. And so, look, y'all, I would have staged me something too.
And that all these wealthy people didn't realize was a complete fraud and creep.
And a creep.
Stop taking meeting notes and let ClickUp AI Note Taker do it for you. It allows you to focus on your meetings, not your notes. It captures everything from action items.
I can see that shit from a mile away.
You know, I never was in the house. You know, I never at his house in New York. The house in Florida, we were there after he bought it. As I mentioned with the couple, so never saw a massage table or anything.
You a damn lie talking about you ain't never seen a massage table, child. He got one in every room, in every house, every mansion, everywhere. You a lie. You a lie.
Comment down below right now if you believe this old fart.
I'm not sure I understand what the question
The question is, why didn't you file any charges against Epstein if you conned you of $200 million that we know of?
How you come? How is $200 million missing and you don't even see it? You don't even know it. Like you just, oh yes, power of attorney. Sure, please.
Why didn't you go after him?
Oh,
well, at the time I didn't know,
When
and
you found out, why didn't you go after him? Is it because he was a good friend?
no.
If I were to guess, he's probably just cutting his losses and trying to avoid.
no, he got some dirt on him, duh. Come on. He got some dirt on Lex. Believe that. Believe that. He definitely got some dirt on Lex. Of course.
The relationship
was
as much
his
as possible.
You know, one of the things my dad told me that you don't get a pissing contest with an elephant. And running a public company for a long time, I'm not good at public relations or financial public relations. And so I would answer questions to analysts. I'd call people up and I'd tell them the truth. And what I learned in the course of my business career is whether it was my chief of staff, the company lawyer, personal lawyers, what should I do? And the advice is, let us handle it. You don't want to get ahead of this. So I'm happy that today is happening because I want to help and I would do everything I can to nail that son of a bitch. And please let him finish.
That's a lawyer right there. Excuse me. Let my client finish talking, ma'am. Don't. What you have to say is not. But this is his deposition, ma'am. Please, don't do that. Good lawyering, I must admit. That is some darn good lawyering for sure. Look, need more like you, pal. No, just let him finish. He don't pay me the big bucks for no reason. Girl, be quiet.
I can't tell you how much I value my own ethics, my own moral compass, that it has a true north. And what I think happened, now knowing about all the cons, is that Jeffrey would tell somebody that they were me.
You claim that you cut ties with Epstein in 07, right?
Ooh.
Bro punched the table.
Okay, that's it.
So just real briefly, did the FBI or Department of Justice ever directly speak to you about Epstein or Maxwell? Has the FBI or DOJ ever directly contacted you or spoken to you about Epstein?
Not to my knowledge.
Never.
Unreal.
Unimaginable. Just imagine that though. FBI or DOJ ain't never contacted you about Jeffrey. But why would they? Why would they? Then they would have to investigate everybody.
It's still baffling to me. I heard that in yesterday's video.
Yeah.
When are you first aware of Mr. Epstein moving into that mansion?
Well, he moved in sometime after I sold it to him, but I don't I don't know when that was.
You sold this man your house in New York City, but you weren't friends. Yeah, okay. That's like something you do when you're both rich as and you're like, dude, you want to buy my house from me? I'm trying to move. I'm trying to get rid of it. You want it?
Do you recall approximately how much money you sold that townhome to Mr. Epstein for?
I think about $20 million.
Ms. Giuffre has accused you of performing sexual acts with her multiple times. You dispute these allegations?
She must be confused.
Ooh.
No, it never happened.
Ever mention Ms. Giuffre giving you a massage?
No.
Virginia.
Did Ms. Maxwell ever bring up Ms. Giuffre to you?
No. Like from a CEO would request a trip, say they were going to go to Denver to visit stores, and there were 8 people that were going on the store visit. Then I'd prove it because that would be a good use. And then so the CEO went with by himself. It was like, no, it's not the person.
Check out this leather vest just to realize that.
It was a very expensive and
With
valued
a collar on it too, zipper on it and everything with the collar. Okay.
asset to the business, and I wanted to know that it was being used appropriately. But I never reviewed
What is that rubber band on his hand?
flight logs.
A bracelet. What is that? Oh, okay, it's a bracelet. I see it. It's over there, John. Hold on. That's I'm over here. Little bracelet. I didn't know what that was. Let him finish. Or let me let him finish. We wrapping it up.
It's just that level of minutia was beyond me.
A lot of yapping about flight logs.
Right.
I can't watch anymore. I've already been watching for almost 3 hours.
Sheesh.
So if you want me to do a part 2, let me know. Comment down below. Hit subscribe. Thanks for your support. Peace out.
I have a 134 IQ. I make less money than friends who barely
Get through that 30. Goodness gracious. Who is that? Oh, that's me. That's me on me. Okay. That's okay. Look, there go Trap talking about the something going on over there on Amazon. People quitting their jobs and stuff. I'm like, okay. What happened?
Press gaggles in Air Force One. You know, he likes gaggling and gaggling. And in this case, Trump did one of his press gaggles in Air Force One. You know, he likes gaggling and gaggling. And in this case, Leavitt had to step in to stop the gaggling because Trump was sort of sticking his foot in his mouth. Or the plane was taking off. One or the other. But the timing was convenient, is all I would say. And Trump did need to be stopped because he was asked about the arrest of former Prince Andrew and goes into a tirade about how terrible it is that there's consequences for Prince Andrew. Not how terrible it is that all these people associated with Epstein, not the violations of his public office duties that is the reason for this arrest, not for the allegations against him or the victims related to Epstein, but just like how he said whenever Clinton was brought up, just any investigations, that's the real shame. And I'll show you that in just a second. But first, you'll never guess what Trump feels about the files. He says, you know what? It's been too long. Release all of them. Oh, the alien files. Oh, you thought Epstein. No, alien files.
Thank you. Amen. How's it gonna feel when I kick your What? I'm trying my hardest to be cool.
Ladies, just come up a little closer.
She definitely trying her hardest to be cool always. Braids. She got that lace front braids back. Uh-oh. She got the white. I'm talking about white beads, white. Sheesh. She been in the gym, working on them little cheeks. Stop playing with her, bro.
Right there, that's good. Face off. Let's go, girls. April 25th. Get your tickets at xrumble.com.
Do we get closer?
No.
Yeah. Okay. Whites. Looking yummy. Stop playing with her. You know she crazy. Stop playing with her. Child, you better stop playing with Krishan, honey. She look.
Look to the camera. Bro.
She got some little She got some little muscles on her though. Stop playing with her. What's her name? I can't remember her name. It's something with a Z. She got like two Z's in it.
The fight is not today.
You're trying to beat me up.
Thank you. Amen.
How's it gonna feel?
Shopify.
It's gonna be interesting, I must admit. Oh, Haley. Oh, ooh. Why she over there without Chloe? Because Chloe was just over there. Angels make a way. They so sensitive, they'll copyright you just for humming. I'm like, wait, what? I'm finna get up off here. I ain't not going on. It's Friday. We chilling. Ain't nothing going on. Let me see.
Today, I'm going to show you how to build a privacy fence crazy fast that will last for decades. And I'm not going to dig one single hole to do it. But wait, there's more. If you think I've shown you how to do this before, think again. I guarantee you've never seen a fence built this way. Welcome to Hacksman, y'all. This lot in front of our piece of land was recently cleared, leaving just this thin strip of woods for privacy. But even more importantly, at night, the deer that hang out in our yard get chased by our dogs, and they used to run into that lot. But since that lot is no longer there, they now run across the road. And I don't want my dogs running across the road and getting hit. So therefore, I gotta put about 100 feet of fence up right here in order to keep our dogs safe. I had Home Depot drop off these 2x4s and these fence pickets. Now, I went with the more expensive fence pickets. They cost about $1 more a piece. They are pressure treated, but they look like cedar, and they're a full 3/4 of an inch thick, which I liked. Now, you'll notice I don't have any 4x4s here, and I'll explain that in a minute.
Oh, so it's a secret?
But first, let's lay this fence line out. Now, everything I know about installing a fence, I learned from Mark Olson at SWI Fence. So I'm just trying to think, like, what would he say to do first? And I think it's probably put some posts at each end. What?
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent.
What?
Have you done your locates, brother, man?
Oh, what
You can't go putting posts in the ground until you get your locates done.
I thought I was going crazy.
No, you got to get the locates done first. Have you done that?
Oh, brother, yes, we've done the locates. What a unbelievable stroke of lucky coincidence.
We can actually start laying this thing out. Looks like you're ready to go. You want to lay this thing out?
Let's do it, brother.
All right, let's do it. And then we'll talk about what we're going to do, because I think you're probably still just a little confused.
I stay that way.
I am too, because honestly, this is the first time I've actually done this in practice. I've seen it done, never
This guy. I get this guy to come in here because I've never done this before. So I call in the expert and he comes there and he's like, I've never done this before.
Now, one of the things about this is that we've got a 2x4 and a picket coming out here. So we've got basically another 2.5 inches, which is why I've come at least 2.5 inches off to the face of my post. So That'll make sure that whatever comes over here, we're still on your property line. So we've got plenty of clearance there.
We're just getting started, but we're about to hit our first big problem.
I found it here just a little bit ago. Where is it? Oh, there it is right here. There's this thing sticking up out of the ground, but then there's this. This is the actual pin.
Houston, we have a problem.
Is it right on the line? This is
It is literally on line.
A tree?
Yes, listen, I watch him. I ain't even look. You see me, I'm all in it. I love watching Hacksmith. He funny. You know, he got that wife in the background. She funny. It's interesting. I love me a little good DIY video and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go ahead and just call it a night. You know, I just came on. I ain't really too much want nothing. 'Cause it's Friday. I just was like, hey, let's go live real quick. Nothing too major. I was just wanted to stop by and tell YouTube, hey, I got kicked out of the other stream. So, look, that be my cue. Look, that be my cue. Go on, wrap it up. I'm like, you right. You right. I ain't even gonna complain. I need to be on the charge anyway. I'll find something to do. Chop up edit some videos or something like that. And all that. But in the meantime, in between time, probably get started on some Google reviews or something. Update my Google reviews. In the meantime, love you.